Jackie Beasy. And starting player, we have number 2, Emily Kalina. Number 9, Avery Weinsteck. Number 5, Cameron Coons. Number 3, Ava Anderson. Number 22, Addie Selo. Number 6, Emily Safford. Number 10, Harper Schomer. Number 15, Aubrey Newsel. Number 12, Lauren Weimert. And number 8, Haley Kalina.
And good afternoon from Eau Claire Memorial High School. Zaleski Sports presents Big Rivers Conference softball.
Number 7.
In today's matchup, the Rice Lake Warriors versus the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abe's. Hello again, everybody. I'm Bob Bradovich, joined here in the press box by Dave Sparger. And Spargs, our first opportunity to call a game at Memorial's brand new softball field. And I have to say, things have come along really well in terms of seating, in terms of vantage points, and just, again, having a facility right on campus.
Yeah, and you said it, the facility on campus. What a nice advantage to have. Everything that you want and need right here on campus. They can have all their practices right here, and they turn around and play their games here. So, you know, I taught here for 33 years, and this facility was not here at the time. And, boy, you're right. They just did a beautiful job of putting this up. Great press box, great dugouts, just a beautiful facility now.
These two teams met up in Rice Lake on Tuesday. It was the Abes coming away with the 3-1 win. We'll get into more of the matchup, but right now, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see what so proudly we hail? Let's start again, please. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave the proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, play ball.
The multi-talented Joe Anderson with a wonderful rendition of our national anthem. Joe, kind enough to be our producer-videographer today, Sparks. Good to have Joe aboard. Let's go back and talk about Tuesday. Abe's coming away with that 3-1 win. And for a young team like Memorial, which only has one senior on the roster, anything they can do to generate some positivity and put some wins and start stacking those successes together, I think that's got to help the whole Old Abe's program.
Yeah, you're right. Again, this is a program that's still trying to rebuild, is trying to bring itself back up to a competitive level, and it's been a challenge the last few years. You know, this is one of the things that Coach Winkler has had to work towards and her staff, and this year I think it's finally starting to turn the corner. They have been in every game so far. They're sitting at 2-5, but out of those 7 games, there's only been one game where they didn't have really a chance to win. They just didn't play well and lost them pretty big. But other than that, when you talk to them, they're like, we're right there. I mean, we've been in every game. You know, a hiccup here, an error there, you know, misplay there, and they could be a lot better with what the record shows. But again, they're in every ball game.
McKenna Dome's in the circle today for the Old Abe's. Brianna Berlin is her catcher. Tatum Brenner over at first. Kiva Schilla at second. Taylor Beneke is the third baseman. Evelyn Kohler is the shortstop. Outfield, left to right, Lindsay Durkop, Abby Strayer, and Twain Weeks. Rice Lake lineup looks like this. Leading off, Emily Kalina, the pitcher. Avery Whitestock, the center fielder, will bat second. Designated player Cameron Coons bats third. So Kalina steps in. Left-handed hitter against the right-handed pitcher, McKenna Domes. We are starting right on time at 4:30 p.m. First pitch.
McKenna Domes, she's pitched 24 2/3 so far this year. She's got a 2-2 record. Just an ERA of 3.12.
Domes delivers low that time. It's 2-0. Domes a junior, and she's pitched since her freshman season and has plenty of talent, and good to have experience in the circle. Swing and a miss right there. Count goes to 2-1. Cloudy conditions today. Not much wind to speak of. Game time temperature 59 degrees. That one upstairs. 3 balls and a strike to Emily Kalita.
Yeah, you mentioned what an advantage to have Domes on the mound with all of her experiences. Softball is just such a pitcher-dominated sport. If you've got somebody between the circles that can really hum it, you've got such a great advantage.
In the key throwing strikes, it's no different than baseball. You want to pound that zone and let your defense do some work. 3-2 pitch. Fouled off by Kalina, who had a good cut.
Yeah, good job by Kalina. They're hanging tough with a 3-2 count.
Outfield, medium deep out in center. Left fielder Durkop, right fielder Weeks creeping in just a bit. Swing and a miss. Kalina down on strikes, and that's how this ball game gets underway.
Next up, we've got number 9, Avery Weinstock.
Here's Avery Weinstock. Weinstock, a junior. Bunt is down, fielded by Domes over to first for the out.
Yeah, Weinstock trying to get that down a line, either first or third, but went right back to the pitcher, and Domes was quick to it.
Yeah, had the right idea, just
Number 5, Cameron Coons.
wound up putting it right back to Domes, who scooped and made the throw to Tatum Brenner. Here's the right-handed hitting Cameron Coons, designated player. Coons, a senior for these Rice Lake Warriors. Lifted high in the air to left. Lindsey Durkop coming on and makes the catch. So a 1-2-3 inning, and the Old Abes come to bat. We'll have that bottom of the first right after this. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then, they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
ZaleskiSports.com has leveled up. Go to ZaleskiSports.com and choose your favorite schools for easy navigation. From the homepage, choose your school to see team records, upcoming schedules, and past results. Use the video icon to launch the next broadcast. Use the arrow icon to watch any previous broadcasts. See the full weekly schedule too. Level up at ZaleskiSports.com.
We are back at Memorial High School, heading to the bottom of the first inning. Rice Lake went down 1-2-3. Now the Warriors are in the field. They will have Emily Kalina in the circle. Ava Anderson is the catcher. Emily Saffert playing at first. Harper Schomer is the second baseman. Addie Selo over at third. Haley Kalina is the shortstop. Outfield, left to right, Lauren Wiener, Avery Weinstock, and Aubrey Musel. Leading off for the Old Abes is the left fielder, Lindsey Durkop, another veteran player for the Old Abes. Junior batting from the left side. Takes upstairs for ball one.
Well, you said it, Brado. She's a junior, but she's played a lot of softball for the Old Abes. She actually started out the season playing some shortstop. Now they moved her to the left field. She's a good leadoff hitter for the squad. She's hitting .348 on the season.
Yeah, she was somebody that moved into the starting lineup right away as a freshman and Again, this is, you talked about the rebuilding process. This is where it helps when you have players like Domes and Durkop that you can kind of build around.
Yeah, I've said the old Abes only have one senior on their squad. So, again, like you talked about, you build with the youth, and it's coming up now.
2 balls, 2 strikes. You talk about the facility, too, and I think something having it on campus, that's going to help because people get to see the varsity players. If you've got, a freshman walking around, they see this, maybe they think, hey, maybe I'll go out. Durkop right up the middle, base hit. Good at bat by Lindsay Durkop. About a fastball to her liking and grounded it right up
14,
the middle.
McKenna Domes.
And now here's the pitcher, McKenna Domes, with an opportunity to help her own cause.
Domes, the right-hander, is hitting .312 on the season.
Domes takes upstairs. Emily Kalina pitching for Rice Lake. Another one of those veterans. Senior for the Warriors.
Yeah, she's got 19 2/3 pitching this season. 2-1 record.
Good velocity, too. You just see early on here. She's slinging it pretty well. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Domes. Another called strike. It's 1-2.
You know, Brad, we call a lot of baseball games, and we always notice the difference between left-handers and right-handers. Does it make that big a difference in softball?
I would say yes, just because it's a different look.
Yeah,
and
different
sometimes
side,
the ball will break. The ball's going to break in a little different way. I just think it's that different look. You don't see it all that much. You see a fair amount of it at the college level.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where you can kind of recruit pitchers based on things like that. High school, you kind of take what you get. Domes gets a piece of that one. Stay alive, 2-2.
Yeah, real nice battle right here. Pitcher trying to get after him. The hitter defending the plate.
Right fielder Aubrey Musil playing very shallow for the right-handed hitter Domes. Takes that one upstairs, and the count is full.
Nice change up right there. Just a little high.
Swing and a miss. Durkop on the move, the throw down, and Durkop is safe. Stolen base for Durkop, so Abe's get a runner in scoring position. Domes down on strikes. Here's Taylor Beneke to hit.
Yeah, they got Domes to chase on a high fastball. Durkop off on the pitch, gets in there with that stolen base. They got a runner in scoring position now with 1 out.
Beneke takes a strike. A nice crowd on hand here. We got folks sitting in the bleachers, a couple of people sitting down the first base line. And as always, when it comes to softball, you got people bringing their chairs and sitting beyond the outfield fence. A little bit more bundled up than they were Tuesday and Wednesday, though.
Yeah, it's cooled down with a little rain forecast coming at us.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Beneke fouling that one back. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the inning for Emily Kalina. Here's Evelyn Kolar. Kolar, a multi-sport athlete for
22, Evelyn Kolar.
the Old Abes, played on the ECA Stars girls hockey team. That co-op had a really nice season. Made it to the state tournament this past March. So you know the drill, Sparks. You put away the skates and the stick, and you get out the glove and the bat.
It's such a great combination. You got all that hand-eye coordination. Those two sports, hockey, baseball, hockey, softball, just a great combination.
Kolar takes upstairs. It's 2-0. And just the whole notion of competing. You know, you're competing at a high level. You're with your hockey playing friends, and then you get to make that transition. Nice fastball from Kalina, who's mixing and matching really well here in the first inning. Ground ball. Takes a tough hop for Haley Kalina. The throw not in time. Here comes Durkop. Slide. Safe.
Beautiful slide by Durkop. Slid in foul territory, got around the catcher with a beautiful slide right there to score the run.
Durkop never stopped running.
Next up,
You can go on contact when it's 2 outs.
Berlin.
And it's possible that her running from second to third may have distracted Haley Kalina a little bit. Kalina, that ball kind of came up on her. She knocked it down, made the throw, but it was not in time to get Kohler, who runs pretty well. And Durkop, like I said, never stopped running.
Yeah, and I think it almost caught the defense off guard. Yeah, great job by Durkop going all the way. And now here's Berlin. She had the big home run on Tuesday up in Rice Lake.
Brianna Berlin, Old Abe's catcher.
She's hitting .318 on the season.
Another junior on this roster. High in the air, right field. Aubrey Musil coming on and makes the catch. But the Old Abes do pick up a run, and after one complete, your score, Eau Claire Memorial 1, Rice Lake 0. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Whether it is skiing, hockey, or basketball this winter, Shepke Chiropractic has got your back. For all your sports-related injuries, you can rely on Shepke Chiropractic to get you back in the game. Visit them online at shepkechiropractic.com. Culligan Water specializes in all of your water softener, drinking water, and water filtration systems. You can count on Culligan to keep your water pure and healthy with unparalleled service and convenient delivery options.
Warriors, we've got number 3, Ava Anderson.
McKenna Domes back in the circle for Eau Claire Memorial, now pitching with the 1-0 lead. Ava Anderson to lead things off for the Warriors. She takes a strike.
Anderson hitting .375 on the season. Second leading hitter on the squad.
Domes with a good rising fastball there. Anderson couldn't catch up to that. 0-2. Now, the thing here with this facility, Sparks, the way it's situated, whoever's shagging balls has got to be heads up because that ball's going to bounce in the parking lot behind us and go for a nice little roll.
Yeah, you have to be strategic on where you park, too.
Exactly, yes. That's swing and a miss. Anderson down on strikes. Second strikeout for pitcher McKenna Domes.
Well, you mentioned it before. She's got that riser right there again. Top of the zone, can't catch up to it.
Here's Addie Silo, the third baseman for the Warriors. Domes appears to be in a really good groove now. Went to a full count against the leadoff hitter Emily Kalina before recording the strikeout. Hasn't had to throw a ton of pitches since. Another fastball. Silo went chasing. It's 0-2.
Yeah, that'll help there if she can get him to start chasing, too.
popped up, and that one's going to get out of the facility and go for a bounce on the tennis courts.
I see Coach Litcher and the tennis team must be on the road tonight.
I believe so.
That's not a bad pitch right there. Again, she's 0-2. You want to see if you can get her to chase again. So just 1-2 now.
That one inside just a bit. Another good pitcher's pitch right there.
Now you challenge again, right? It's 2-2. You got to get them on this pitch.
That one missing in pretty much the same spot. So CeeLo has worked the count in her favor. It's 3-2. Lifted in the air to center. Abby Strayer there makes the catch. 2 down here in the top half of inning number 2. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Emily Safford.
Again, nice job with the full count there. Domes throwing a strike, making the Rice Lake Warriors put it in play. And Strayer makes the play in center field.
Safford takes a strike. There's another strike, and Domes is ahead 0-2. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the inning. 3 Ks in 2 innings for McKenna Domes. Eau Claire Memorial coming to bat, bottom 2 when we return. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports.
Hi, I'm Josh Marks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
Abby Strayer will bat for the Old Abes. Bottom 2, Eau Claire Memorial with a run in the first to grab an early lead here over Rice Lake. Strayer, Tatum Bremer, Kiva Schilla, scheduled hitters for Eau Claire Memorial against the lefty Emily Kalina. Little roller to first. Safford will take it herself for the out. 1 down here in the second.
Yeah, going back to Abby Strayer, they're just a freshman playing here on the varsity. So get some great experience.
Next up,
Infinity Exteriors, installing peace of mind, roofing, siding, and windows built to last, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. We guarantee quality you can trust. Here's Tatum Bremer, the first baseman for the Old Abes.
A sophomore hitting 300 on the season.
Bremer, and that one falls into the glove of Harper Schomer. Thought coming off the bat that one might bloop in for a hit. But it's an infield pop out, and quickly 2 down for the Old Abes here, bottom 2.
Kiva Schilla.
Kiva Schilla now batting for Memorial. Schilla trying to get something started with 2 outs.
Yeah, Shiloh, just a freshman. Another one in the lineup here.
I see some of the umbrellas are starting to make an appearance with the crowd here. Good eye by Schilla. It's 2-2. Sheila's worked the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Kalina's trying to hit that outside corner, and she's running full.
And Sheila works the walk. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, the right fielder, Twain Weeks.
Twain Weeks.
Weeks, a sophomore for the Old Abes. Oh, and 1 the count to Weeks.
Yeah, if we can find our way to get on, and we get back to the top of the order with their leading hitter with Durkop.
Lifted in the air to right, and it's a fair ball into the corner.
Get in there.
Sheila rounding third. She scores. RBI double, Twain Weeks.
What a nice hit. Deep fly ball down the line, stays fair. She gets the RBI.
Old Abes go up by a score of 2-0. Yeah, you're right, Sparks. Didn't try to do too much with that outside pitch, just went with it.
Back up to the top.
Squared it up, put it right down the line. Aubrey Musil gave it a go out there and right, but that ball was right down the line and fair. So here's Lindsay Durkop now. Chance for another RBI. Durkop takes high for a ball. Durkop right back to Kalina, who knocks it down, makes a play, and saves a run in the process.
Wow, good for her. That was self-defense right there. That was just a shot.
Durkop got all that one. Old Abes do pick up a run on the RBI double. And after 2 complete, your score, Eau Claire Memorial 2, Rice Lake 0. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports.
We're back with Better Halves. Jane is looking for a better health plan. Jane?
I need someone who'll make time for me. So, how would you 2 get to know me?
You want time? I'll keep you on hold all night long.
He sounds gross.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I won't treat you like a number. I've got award-winning service and coverage made just for you.
Now that's better. Next up, networks.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
No matter what your everyday life looks like, Fleet Farm has you covered at the best prices guaranteed. Auto, pet, bird, farm, snacks. Fleet Farm has everything you need, all at the lowest prices. Top of the 3rd from Eau Claire Memorial, the whole team, the Old Abes leading 2-0 over Rice Lake. Warriors will send up 7, 8, 9 in their batting order. Harper Schomer, Aubrey Musil, Lauren Wiemert to face the right-hander McKenna Domes. 6 up, 6 down so far for Domes.
Schomer, just a sophomore, hitting 200 on the season, finds herself down 0-2 quickly.
You've got a little bit of activity in the Rice Lake bullpen. They got a right-hander throwing out there. It's Cameron Coons. No balls, 2 strikes on Schomer. Swing and a miss. It's 4 strikeouts now for Domes. I'll bring up Aubrey Musil.
15, Aubrey Musil.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, Musil aggressive in the box. I think she was stepping in there ready to swing before it was even going.
Domes has done a nice job with that rise ball, and it's one of those pitches that's hard to lay off because it's coming out of the hands. It looks good. You're thinking, okay, it's going to be in the strike zone. You start your swing, pretty soon that thing is just climbing and climbing. Two and one now to Musil. Three balls and a strike, the count. A couple times Domes has tried to get that low pitch on the inside corner, and she's only missing by a matter of inches. Comes back with a strike right there. Musil swung right through that. Another strikeout for McKenna Domes.
Yeah, again, she finds herself behind the count 3-1, 3-2, and she still finds a way to hum a strike in there every time.
Next batter, number 12.
Here's the number 9 hitter, the left fielder Lauren Weimert. Swing and a miss. Boy, Domes is dialed in here, Sparks.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, she's just in great rhythm right now. A lot of confidence on that mound.
Little roller. Sheila has got it and throws over for the out. 9 up, 9 down for the Warriors. Old Abe's will come to bat, bottom 3 when we return. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Whether you are buying or selling, turn to the Jesperson Group at C21 Affiliated. They've got a pulse on the local real estate market, and they can help you with both existing homes and new builds. They can also assist you through each step of the process, making the home buying and selling process simple, not stressful. That is what you get with Jesperson Group at C21 Affiliated. Bottom 3 for the Old Abe's, McKenna Domes, Taylor Beneke, Evelyn Kolar. Scheduled hitters against pitcher Emily Kalina. Domes struck out swinging in the first against Kalina. It's a strike there, 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, Domes ran that count to 3-2 last time she was up and then swung at one out of the zone. So she's hoping to have a little more discipline this time.
Takes that one low, 3-1. And it's a walk to McKenna Domes.
Good start here in the third for the Old Abe's.
Yeah, Abe's a single run in the first, another run in the second. Now they've got their leadoff hitter on in the third. And here's Taylor Beneke, who also struck out in that first inning. Takes that one low, 1-0.
Yeah, the Old Apes sitting here now 3, 4, and 5 in the order, though. Some of their best averages, right where they want to be. Leadoff batter on and meat of the order up.
Yeah, with the runner on, no outs, the bunt is always in play in softball. Ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Throw back to first. Domes dives in safely. Beneke down on strikes for out number 1. Here's Evelyn Kohler.
Yeah, Kalina came with that off-speed pitch. Had her way out in front. A good pitch right there for the strikeout.
Kohler takes a strike. Hard hit ball to short. Haley Kalina is second for 1. The relay throw hits the fencing on the dugout, so Kohler unable to advance.
Next up, number 11, Bree Berlin.
Here's Brianna Berlin.
Berlin, a junior, hitting .318 on the season. Catching tonight, but also plays a lot of third.
Finds herself down in the count, 0-2. Keep an eye on the runner, Kohler, down there at first. Might not be a bad idea to put her in motion, and even if she gets thrown out, then you can start next inning with Berlin at the plate.
Oh, that's
a deep drive. Deep to left. It's going to be over the head of the left fielder, Wiemert. Rounding third, Kohler, she will score.
Another big 2-out hit for the Old Apes to drive in a run. This time Berlin sends it to the wall.
Next up we got number 12, Abby Strayer.
Here is Abby Strayer. So single runs for the Old Apes in each of the first 3 innings. And they still got a chance to push another one across here with 2 outs. Boy, good job by Berlin staying back in that one and just driving it out to left.
Yeah, she didn't miss a home run by much right there.
You know, and so far, Sparks, I like the approach of these Old Apes hitters. They're being aggressive and yet selective, if that makes sense.
Sure does, though. And again, all 3 innings, the big 2-out hit has driven in the run.
I guess you preach that as a baseball coach. It's like, hey, look for your pitch, but you see it. Go after it.
Yeah, when you don't have a strike, your strike zone's pretty small, and you got to be aggressive in that zone. Another hard shot.
Berlin will hold at third. Another solid hit by the Apes.
Yeah, almost too good. She hit that so hard it got to the left fielder quickly, so Berlin was not able to advance and score on that one.
Next up, number 20, Tatum Bremer.
Here's Tatum Bremer. First and third, Strayer the runner at first, Berlin at third. If you're the Warriors, you got to be aware of that delayed double steal, where that runner on first will try to get hung up between first and second, stay in that rundown long enough to let that runner from third come across.
Yeah, you'd like to give Bremer a chance first, right? Get her a good swing, see if she can deliver. But if she gets in a hole, then you might want to try something on a base pass to get that run across.
Grounded to short. Kalina, the underhand flip, safe.
Too late.
Another run scores as Berlin crosses the plate. Old Abe's on top 4-0.
Yeah, I don't know if Berlin was stealing on that pitch or what, but boy, she had a great jump and easily beat the throw in the second.
Next up, we have number 10, Kiva Shyla.
So Strayer, good job getting the second.
Here's Kiva Shyla batting with 2 outs and 2 on. 2 already across for the Old Abe's this inning.
Good cut there by Shyla.
Ball and a strike. Kalina trying to work herself out of this jam. Delivers a nice pitch for a strike there. Ball and 2 strikes. Good eye by Shyla, 2-2. Swing and a miss. Kalina gets the strike up, but the Abes pick up 2 more runs, and after 3 complete, Eau Claire Memorial leads Rice Lake by a score of 4-0. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
At Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, whether you are a professional athlete, weekend warrior, or simply have an aching joint, rest assured that you'll receive unsurpassed care delivered with compassion and respect when you need it most. Visit the sports medical experts at Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. HS Fence specializes in chain link, vinyl, wood, and ornamental fencing. They have been providing commercial and residential fencing to the people of Wisconsin for the past 18 years. Contact them today in Fall Creek or at hsfencewi.com.
We are back at the top of the order for the Warriors with number 2, Emily Kalina.
Back to the top of the order now for Rice Lake. Emily Kalina to lead it off. Kalina struck out in her first plate appearance against McKenna Domes.
Let her keep her eyes open here, Brad. I think they've got a change in their order as they were talking to the umpire between innings. So I'm not sure if they were going to switch pitchers. We had seen earlier they were having another pitcher warm up, but keep your eye open for that one.
It won't be with the first 2 hitters because you got Kalina at the plate and Avery Weinstock in the on-deck circle. Kalina right back to Domes. Wow. Makes the play.
Look at those reactions on a hot shot coming back to her.
Boy, both pitchers displaying the glove today on those comebackers. Here's Avery Weinstock.
Avery Weinstock.
Well, they always preach about a pitcher being able to field their positions and how many runs or outs it'll save them. And both of them, like you said today, have saved themselves a hit off of those.
And you're 45 feet away.
You're close.
It's the other part of it.
Isn't that the truth?
So that ball gets on you in a hurry, and One of the developments in softball over the years is corner infielders and the pitcher wearing the masks. Which, given how hard the softball is and
and how close they have
you
to
are,
come. Exactly.
and especially you get those comebackers, 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss. Domes getting Weinstock to chase there. Foul tip. Weinstock stays alive.
Yeah, Berlin tried to squeeze that for the 3rd strike, but just missed out.
Domes wants another softball. And it's a light rain falling. Nothing that's going to necessitate a delay, but still something you want to make sure you have that good grip on the ball, especially if you're the pitcher. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, we're getting to that point in the game where if they can get through 5, it becomes a full game. So if that rain does pick up and they've got to cancel.
Here's Cameron Coons. Good hack on the first pitch. Right on it, but straight back to the backstop.
Well, McKenna Domes just attacks the hitters.
Ahead in the count now, 0-2.
Berlin's got to shake the cobwebs off of that one. She took that right off the mask on a foul tip.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, if you're a catcher, boy, you take a beating sometimes.
Yeah, let's not forget what they're called. Tools of ignorance.
Tools of ignorance. You got that right. Coons wouldn't chase that one. It's 1-2.
The funny thing is you'd never find a catcher who doesn't love it. That's the
absolutely.
thing. They're so involved in the game and in charge.
Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Domes. Rice Lake down in order, top of 4. Old Abe's coming to bat when we return. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then, they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
To cover your church, call the Dahlman Insurance Agency for a coverage analysis. Dahlman Insurance covers churches in Wisconsin with Hastings Insurance Company. Online at DahlmanInsurance.com. Dahlman Insurance, come for the rates, stay for the service. Pitching change for Rice Lake as Cameron Coons comes on in relief of Emily Kalina.
Coons is a senior. She threw Tuesday's game, and she's pitched 43 2/3 inning with a record of 3-2.
Twain Weeks will start things off for Memorial as the Abes send up 9-1-2 in their order. Weeks had the RBI double in the second. That gave the Abes a 2-0 lead. So the Warriors take out the lefty and they come back with the righty. pitch from Coons, but just a little bit low. 1-2 the count.
Well, she also delivers some good velocity there, so the Abe's ready again for that.
So they're going to miss. Weeks down on strikes. Back to the top of the order, and Lindsay Durkop, who's 1 for 2.
Lindsay Durkop.
Single, stole a base, and scored in the first inning. And then hit a hard comebacker. Pitcher Emily Kalina was able to glove and throw to first for the out. A roller to first, but a foul ball. It was off the foot of Lindsay Durkop.
Yeah, he called it right away. Durkop, I don't think really caught on the fact that he had called it.
When she's a senior, she'll sell that one.
Yeah, there you go. A little more experience, and you know how to sell that quick, right out of the box. Good job by Durkop laying off that 0-2 high one. That's the one that Old A's have been chasing.
Popped up on the infield and gloved by Addie Silo.
Good pitch by Coons right there. A little in on the handle, jammed her.
Next up, number 14, McKenna Doe.
And here's McKenna Domes coming to the bat. Domes 0 for 1. A strikeout and a walk. Domes high in the air. Shallow center comes Weinstock to make the catch. Abe's retired in order. Bottom half of the fourth. Inning number 5 coming up. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports.
ZaleskiSports.com has leveled up. Go to ZaleskiSports.com and choose your favorite schools for easy navigation. From the homepage, choose your school to see team records, upcoming schedules, and past results. Use the video icon to
that might be Kalina.
Or get
a left.
Or get see the full weekly schedule.
Sweatshirts with the number
on it. There you go. Here's an idea. Even better.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
Mutual of Wausau Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com to find an agent near you. Rice Lake will send up 4, 5, 6 in their batting order. Ava Anderson to lead things off. Sitting on an 0-1 count. Domes delivers strike 2.
Domes up 0-2 here, and she got her the first time with a strikeout. Oh, a shot
to left. What? Lindsay Durkop.
Wow. That's an ESPN top 10er right there.
Put an asterisk next to that, Sparks. That was hit on a rope.
You can't hit it any harder than that one.
That may have been the hardest hit ball of today.
Absolutely. That was a shot. Durkop goes to the backhand and snags it.
Here's Addie Silo. And that one is going to go out of play. Domes ahead in the count. 0-1. CeeLo, and it's caught by the shortstop, Evelyn Kohler. 2 down. So the Warriors doing a little better job of making contact, but
Now batting number 6.
those 2 balls wound up in the gloves of Memorial fielders. Here's Emily Safford. Struck out her first at-bat in the second.
But again, it goes back to the importance of throwing strikes. Your defense can make plays for you. The only play they can't make is defending a walk. And right now, Domes has been error-free with any walks today.
1 ball, 1 strike now to Safford. Well, and again, it's easier to pitch when it's 4-0 compared to a 1-0 or a scoreless game. Because you can't pound that strike zone and let your defense do the work. Three balls and a strike, the count to Emily Safford. Good pitch by Domes. Took a little off that one. Safford swung over the top. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Safford geared up for that fastball, thinking the 3-1 fastball was coming. And like you said, took a little off, swung over the top.
Down the line, but foul. Good job by Safford, just trying to go with that pitch and send it opposite field. And a walk to Safford, and that's the first base runner today for the Warriors. And it comes with 2 outs, top of 5.
And McKenna Domes can blame me for that walk. I put the old announcer jinx and said she hadn't walked anybody yet. But it comes with 2 outs.
Here's Harper Schomer. Struck out her earlier plate appearance against Domes. Another foul ball. Well, if you're Rice Lake, at least you're thinking, okay, hey, we got a runner now. Now let's just go to work. Let's just go back to our game plan, and let's try to be selective. Let's try to square up when we can. And you go back to that ball that Ava Henderson hit, that little screaming line drive out to left. Sometimes even something like that can get everybody going on the bench and say, all right, okay, we've seen her now. We're a second time through. We can adjust.
Yeah, I think that's the key, right? Second time through, they're getting a little more familiar with it.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of 5 from Eau Claire Memorial, the home team. The Old Abes leading 4-0. Hack by Schomer to keep the at-bat going. Ruled a foul.
Yep. I think it got her off the hands, actually, but she swung. Coach is going to ask about that. Yep, and that's exactly what happened. She was swinging and it hit her off her hands, but because of the swing, it's a foul ball.
Schomer kind of squeezing the digits in her right hand. 2-2 pitch. Grounded up the middle, base hit. First hit allowed by Mackenzie Domes. And there's some life in that Rice Lake dugout. They got everybody standing and hooting and hollering. And here's Aubrey Musil.
Next batter, number 15.
Yeah, Domes had set down 14 in a row to start out the game, and now all of a sudden a walk and a seeing eye sing up the middle, and Rice Lake's got something happening here.
And the tying run on deck. So things can turn quickly.
Yeah, they're going to come up with that big 2-out hit like the Old Abes have done all day.
Ripped but foul.
Yeah, Domes took a little off. She was way ahead. Now she's up 0-2 on the count.
Yeah, I mean, Domes is still throwing well. It just seems to me that this inning, the approaches at the plate are a little better for Rice Lake. That one gets to the backstop. The runners will move up. Safford to third, Schomer to second. Ball and 2 strikes to Aubrey Musil.
Yeah, Musil, now the big thing here is for her to get the ball put in play.
Swing and a miss, but it gets away. Throw to first, that's overthrown.
That'll score a run.
Warriors on the board. So a strikeout.
Next up, number 13.
Give the error to the catcher. The Warriors are on the board. Here's Lauren Wiement. She represents the tying run. Another one gets away. Play at the plate. Safe. Schomer scores. We got a 4-2 ball game. Musil moves up to second.
Yeah, these are the little things that sometimes get the old Abes in trouble. You know, a couple little mental mistakes, throwing the ball away, and all of a sudden, just like that, it's a 4-2 game here with 2 outs.
And Kerry Winkler, the head coach, will head out and have a discussion in the circle. And I think this is one of those just get everybody settled down type meetings.
Absolutely. Just catch your breath. We're getting a little rushed here. There's 2 outs. You know, just remind them, hey, runner on second, plays to 1. Just catch your breath a little bit, right?
Security Financial Bank, SFB, whether you are starting a business, buying your first home, or saving for college, SFB has the bankers who believe in you. Learn more today at sfbank.com. Member FDIC. One ball, no strikes to Lauren Wiement. Runner at second, Aubrey Musil. Good pitch by Domes. We got a correction. We got a pinch hitter. And that is number 13, Keegan Johnston, the freshman. Ball and 2 strikes. 2 down. Strike 3 called. So Domes works out of further trouble with the Rice Lake Warriors. Pick up a pair of runs. We move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Old Abe's leading 4-2. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Hi, I'm Josh Sparks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
And of course, she's
Twins veteran.
just like these players bring their best to the field. Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home. From roofing projects to siding, windows, and doors, Ridgetop Exteriors has the winning strategy to protect your home. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Score big with trusted, local, affordable service. Leading off for the Old Abes here in the bottom half of the 5th, Taylor Beneke. To be followed by Evelyn Kohler and Brianna Berlin, the scheduled hitters for the Abes. 3, 4, 5 in the lineup. Memorial looking to answer that 2 spot that Rice Lake put up. Top half of this inning. Cameron Coons continues in the circle. It's her 2nd inning of work. Hard hit ball down the line, fair. Beneke takes the turn, heading to second. Close play, safe.
Great base run right there by Taylor Beneke. She rounded first hard, saw that the ball was not picked up cleanly, and just continued on a second base. Great piece of running right there.
Now approaching is number 22, Evelyn Kohler.
So here's Evelyn Kohler. Kohler reached on a fielder's choice last time up, came around to score. And with the runner at second, we'll see if the Abes try to move that runner over.
Yeah, if anything, Evelyn Kohler wants to get that ball to the right side of the infield to move that runner up.
Good swing from Kohler, but comes up empty. Count now 1-2 to Kohler.
Yeah, a couple of good swings right there by Kohler. She's right on it. We'll see if Coons wants to pull the string on one here.
Able to get a piece of that high fastball. Count remains 1-2 with nobody out. Bottom half of the fifth. Abes with the runner in scoring position. That's Taylor Beneke down there. And Memorial leading Rice Lake 4-2. Hard hit ball up the middle, base hit. Beneke will be held at third. The throw comes home, and Kohler will cruise into second.
Yeah, great toss from center field. The only problem was it was thrown so high, no cutoff, that the advance there by Kohler, she could go all the way into second base and move up. Nice base hit up the middle.
Berlin.
Here's Brianna Berlin. Abes with a chance to answer. Second and third, nobody out.
Yeah, Berlin hit one to the fence last time.
Berlin 0 for 2. Or check that, 1 for 2.
Yeah, she
had the RBI double and came around to score.
Yeah, if she can just get something elevated in the air to the outfield, that'll score a run for the old Abes. Again, the key is to get it in play.
Good hack from Berlin there, but she's behind in the count, 0-2. Off-speed pitch. Misses upstairs. 1-2 is the count. Went on to the tennis courts. We got a couple of softballs over there. Two balls, two strikes to Berlin. Count goes full, 3-2.
Yeah, Berlin, nice job getting back into this count. She was down 0-2, fouled off a couple of strikes, got herself to a full count.
Popped up.
And out.
Just clearing the backstop. And now we've got 3 softballs on the tennis courts. Good news is that they're easily visible.
If somebody goes over there and gets
well,
that's
again,
the key.
Yeah, we're going to put somebody on that.
Yeah.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners at second and third. Nobody out here. Bottom 5.
Big pitch coming up.
Again, Berlin hanging tough. And from the Department of Ask and Ye Shall Receive, we've got somebody over there scooping up the softballs. Good battle going here between Coons and Berlin. And Berlin works the walk, and the bases are loaded.
Well, that was a great at bat right there. Probably about 10, 11 pitches in the bat. And she finally works herself into a walk to load them up.
Abby Strayer.
Here's Abby Strayer, 1 for 2, had the single in the third. And we're going to have a conference in the circle. We'll take that opportunity to tell you that Bruce Orthodontics provides comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages. They are now accepting new patients at their Marshfield office, and they take most insurances. At Bruce Orthodontics, they are changing lives one smile at a time. Set up a free consultation today. So a good answer by the Old Abes here, bottom 5. After Rice Lake put up 2 runs in the top half of this inning.
Well, that's the key right there. You said Rice Lake put up 2 on the top. It's important now for the Old Abes to answer here. Got bases loaded and nobody out.
Infield coming in for Rice Lake. Trying to cut off that run at the plate. Big hack by Strayer. Quick throw by the catcher, Ava Anderson, but the lead runner, Beneke, went diving back. Another big hack by Strayer.
Yeah, she is hacking. The problem is that one was over her head. Now she's behind 0-2.
Yeah, that rise ball really rises. Thrown by Coons.
Good pitch.
Kept it low that time, and Strayer was over the top.
Next batter is
Yeah, that was a really good pitch. Down and in after going up high like that. Just a good pitching sequence right there.
Here's Tatum Brenner, 0 for 2. Grounded into a fielder's choice for last time up. Habes just trying to put the ball in play here.
There
Up
it is.
the middle, base hit. Beneke scores. They will hold Kohler at third. Good piece of hitting, Tatum Bremer.
Next up, we've got number 10.
Absolutely. Bremer, just a nice, easy swing. Used the velocity of the pitch to drive it up the middle for a single and an RBI.
Kiva Shyla now at the plate.
I'm pretty sure that's Emily Colleen out in center field now, and she is an absolute cannon out there, so there's no way you're going to score on that. But we talked about the Old Abes wanting to answer the 2 from the top inning, and they've got 1 back.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Shyla takes that one upstairs, 1-0.
Big spot here for the freshman.
Takes a strike, it's 1-1. Bunt rolls foul.
Yeah, a little interesting strategy right there to see if she can put it down, make them have to make a play at home on a bunt.
She could have kept that one fair. That would have been effective.
Yeah, just push it out there a little bit and let that runner beat the play at home.
Swing and a miss. Throw back to third, not in time. So 2 down here, bottom half, inning number 5.
Now batting number 16.
Here's Twain Weeks.
Twain Weeks.
Weeks had an RBI double in the second, struck out swinging in the 4th.
Yeah, she drove one to the outfield in the right field line there for a double first inning, or the second inning.
Ball and a strike to Weeks. Coons trying to pitch herself out of this jam and limit the damage to just 1 run. She's 1 strike away from doing that. Swing and a miss. Coons comes back with the strikeout, leaves them loaded, but the Old Abes do pick up a run. And after 5 complete, your score, Eau Claire Memorial 5, Rice Lake 2. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports.
The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
We're back with better halves. Jane is looking for a better health plan. Jane?
I need someone who'll make time for me. So, how would you two get to know me?
You want time? I'll keep you on hold all night long.
He sounds gross.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I won't treat you like a number. I've got award-winning service and coverage made just for you.
Now that's better. Next up, networks.
We're back at Eau Claire Memorial High School. We move to the 6th inning. The visitors from Rice Lake coming to bat, trailing the home team, Eau Claire Memorial 5-2. Bob Bradovich, Dave Sparger with you. It's been an entertaining game. Well played on both sides. Both teams have gotten good pitching performance. Abes, though, have collected more hits and been able to generate traffic on the base paths. McKenna Domes, the Abes pitcher, gave them 4 innings of no-hit ball. That helps the cause as well.
Yeah, we talked about that. She started out the game retiring the first 14, and they just got a little bit of trouble there in the 5th. A couple of Old Abes mistakes defensively, and Rice Lake was able to put 2 across. But the Abes answered with 1 in the bottom of the 5th again. Keep that a 5-2 lead.
We are back at the top.
Yeah, Rice Lake scored those 2 fifth-inning runs with 2 out. A walk, a base hit, strikeout, and an error. And that led to the 2 runs, but Domes gets one of those runs back, so she's pitching with a 3-run lead. Top of the order for Rice Lake. And Emily Kalina hit by the pitch, so Warriors get their leadoff hitter on here in the 6th. Kalina had been 0 for 2. We're going to take a little extra jog just to make sure you're feeling okay. Avery Weinstock, the hitter. Weinstock 0 for 2.
Well, if you're the Warriors, this is exactly what you want for the 6th. You got your leadoff batter up to start the inning. She draws the hit by pitch, so right away you've got traffic on the bases with the top of the order coming through.
Runner goes, throw down, a little high. Stolen base, Emily Kalina.
Yeah, a little late on the cover there on that steal, but again, not a big deal. You're up 5-2.
Popped up. It's going to drop. Both the first baseman, Bremer, and Domes, the pitcher, made a good effort there. Count 0-2 now on Weinstock. And Weinstock down on strikes.
Good job by Domes there, getting that first out.
Next up, number 5, Cameron Coons.
By my unofficial scoring, Sparks, that's 10 strikeouts now for McKenna Domes.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. There's a base hit to left.
They will hold the runner at third as the throw comes down, and the batter Coons will cruise into second. So a clean single for Coons. The throw from Durkop came to the plate. Domes looking for a drier softball to throw. Boy, Domes was in cruise control through the first 4 innings, but credit the Rice Lake hitters for making adjustments and not trying to do too much. Just putting the ball in play. Good hack there by Ava Anderson.
Yeah, the key is it's her third time around. So obviously you're getting very familiar with what she brings to the plate. They've made those adjustments now and getting much better swings.
Anderson 0 for 2. Her last at bat hit a scorching line drive right at Lindsay Durkop in left. That one's going to drop. And a run will score.
Yeah, some miscommunication out there in short right. Second baseman was back and just had to continue to play the ball. Just kind of gave up on it, thinking the right fielder was going to come in.
So Emily Kalina scores. Cameron Coons moves to third. Ava Anderson on will be ruled a single because nobody touched it. Yeah, Shiloh, the second baseman, Weeks, the right fielder, were both, well, Weeks was coming in, Shiloh was going back. And whether she thought she heard something and got called off, whatever the case, the ball just dropped. So a run across for Rice Lake. It's a 5-3 game. Runners at the corners. So you got the tying run over at first. Ava Anderson, and here's Addie Selo, who's 0 for 2. Selo, the go-ahead run at the plate. Anderson will get to second without a throw.
So tying run now at second base. Single could score 2.
They'll hold the runners where they are.
Probably a good idea there by Coons just to stay put. You only got one out. You do not want to be thrown out at home.
2-0 the count to Selo. Yeah, you're looking for the big inning if you're Rice Lake. Well, there's a good scoop by the catcher, Brianna Berlin, right there. 3-0 the count to Selo. First base is open, and Selo will work the walk. So now the Warriors have them loaded. Getting interesting here at Memorial High School.
Yeah, you wonder if Domes maybe is getting a little fatigued here. We're getting late. We're into the 6th.
Emily Safford at the plate takes a ball. Yeah, fatigue, maybe issues gripping the softball, hard to say. Again, I just give some credit to Rice Lake, too. Better approaches at the plate. And like we talk about, Sparks, third time through the order. Three balls, no strikes. Infield in for the Abes. Domes delivers a strike.
Yeah, interesting strategy here by the Old Abes having the infield in with just one out. Because, again, the tying run's at second.
And it's a walk. Safford picks up the RBI. Coons comes home to score. Anderson moves to third. Selo moves to second. Safford the runner at first. And another conference for the Old Abes.
Good time right there for a mound meeting as Coach Saby comes out there to have a little chit-chat. Again, just to slow the game down, let her catch her breath a little bit.
New batter for the Warriors, number 24, Dakota Thompson.
So Dakota Thompson will pinch hit now for Harper Schomer. Domes delivers a strike.
Yeah, I think Thompson came in to play second base the last half inning.
That one just off the plate. Good job by Thompson to hold up. Had a notion, but was able to check the swing in time. 1-1 pitch. Here's a strike. It's 1-2.
Rice Lake trying to sneak a run in right there from third base. Good job by Berlin at taking a look. If Berlin hadn't looked down to third, she was going to come on the throw.
Thompson wouldn't chase. It's 2-2. Big pitch coming here from Domes. It's low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And it's a walk. This game is all even as Ava Anderson scores.
Next up,
Yeah, 3 consecutive walks now from Domes, who was on cruise control through 4.5.
Here's Aubrey Musil for 2 with a couple strikeouts. Of course, her last at bat was on a high pitch that popped in and out of the glove of Brianna Berlin, and her throw sailed to first, and that allowed a run to score. Domes is, again, after showing pinpoint control through the first 4 innings, just unable to find the strike zone here.
Yeah, she is tired. You can see it now. She's trying to gather herself. She's taking deep breaths. This might be her last batter.
Domes delivers a strike. Clutch pitch there. Ground ball. Throw home in time. No, safe. Safe.
They're going to say the catcher pulled her foot too soon.
The throw from Kohler was in time. Berlin had it. But
yeah, had to play at home.
Safe. Gary Winkler's going to have a chat.
Yeah, I did not see that. I saw her catch and come off all at this kind of one motion, not early. But Blue said she came off early, so that's going to cost the Old Abe's a run. That was the right play. Nice play at home, catch, get off the plate so you don't get hit. But Blue's going to say she went a little early.
As it stands, 6-5 Rice Lake. Kerry Winkler's going to show the marks in the dirt and have a little chat with their catcher at the same time. Yeah, you're right, Sparks. It was the right play by Kohler, the shortstop. Made the good throw. Berlin had it. But as you said, the umpire right there made the call, and she came off
Next
home
batter,
plate.
number 13, Keegan Johnston.
So here's Keegan Johnston. 6-5 Rice Lake. 2 runs in the 5th, 4 here in the 6th, and they're still batting with just 1 out.
Yeah, 1 out and bases loaded here still.
No balls. Check that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count on Keegan Johnston.
Johnston went down looking last time, so she's trying to put it in play.
That one didn't miss by much. 2-2. Foul tip at the plate.
Boy, didn't get much of it.
Count is 2-2. Johnson fights that one off. Count still 2-2. Bases loaded. Strike 3. 2 down, back to the top of the order now, and Emily Kalina batting for the 2nd time this inning. Remember, this all started, Sparks. She was hit by a pitch.
Yeah, and how big is that call at home now? She gets to come up with bases loaded. That would have been the third out of the inning. In the old days, would have come in just down one. Now you've got an outstanding hitter, and Emily Colino's hitting .485 on the season.
Another one misses outside, 2-0. Yeah, the challenge for Domes here is, I mean, you're trying to work corners. You don't want to just groove one to Kalina. She's just too good of a hitter. But now the fact that it's 3-0, you don't have much choice.
Yeah, no place to put her. You got to make her earn it at least.
There's a strike.
Good job coming back on that 3-0 pitch.
Dome's trying to limit the damage. A 4-run inning so far for the Warriors. Kalina pops it up to left. Here comes Durkop. Running catch. She gets it done. Warriors leave them loaded, but they put up 4 runs to grab the lead, 6-5. Eau Claire Memorial coming to bat, bottom 6. When we return, you're watching high school softball at Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
For the Old Abe.
It's a whole new ball game here at Memorial High School. Old Abes, who had led from the bottom of the first inning on, now find themselves down 6-5, but they got the top of the order. Lindsay Durkop to lead it off. Grounds it right back to Cameron Coons, who goes to first for the out. 1 pitch, 1 out. And that's a big out for Rice Lake if you can retire Durkop and keep her off the bases. And here's McKenna Domes. The challenge for Domes here, Sparks, is to kind of put everything that's gone on these last 2 innings aside and just focus on the job as a hitter.
Yeah, it's always the toughest thing about being the pitcher is you got to move on. Be big if she could find her way to get on base. They're only down 1. They just need a base runner here.
Rain picking up here at Memorial High School in Eau Claire. Count goes 3-0 on Domes. Domes takes a strike, 3-1.
Yeah, if we go extra innings, we're going to have to check with the game manager and see if she can get the lights turned on here. I guess that would be car lights, wouldn't it?
Everybody's a comedian in this booth today.
I did get a strange look from her, that's for sure, when I said turn the lights on. She was wondering where she had to go.
Yeah.
Beautiful facility, but a light it does not have. Oh, good change up.
Swing and a miss. Great pitch from Kalina. Through the changeup on 3-2, retires Domes on strike. So here's Taylor Beneke. Beneke had the leadoff double in the 5th and came around to score.
Yeah, she hit a shot down the line last time up.
And that was the run when Beneke came around to score. That was the run that made it 5-0. At that point, you're thinking, all right, Abes are sitting pretty good here. Check that. It made it 5-2.
That's right. Yep, that was answer that they
and
came
you
back
thought,
with.
okay, they got the 1 run. We're sitting pretty good. But again, credit both these teams. I mean, they're evenly matched teams. You look at the records. You look at Tuesday's outcome, which was 3-1 in favor of Memorial.
Yeah, no surprise tonight. 6-5. We knew it'd be a good one, and it's been just that.
And again, you've got two teams here that are kind of in contention to finish in that upper half. Maybe get up to that third place spot and then, see what you can do in the postseason. And with Rice Lake, they will drop down to Division II for the playoffs. But again, I think you can see the strides this Memorial program has made just in these last couple years.
Yeah, even as we watch Memorial tonight, just how they can compete and make plays and hit the ball, and it's like, in the past it's just been such a struggle, and now they're doing it, and they're doing it with freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. Again, going back to their roster, they have just the one senior. So the future might be looking up here for this Old A program.
Yeah, the numbers are up, and again, the team they put out there, it's a solid club. Beneke fights that one off. Count remains 2-2. With 2 outs, nobody on here, bottom 6. Abe's batting, but trailing 6-5. Swing and a miss. Cameron Coons with the strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for Coons. 6 complete here at Memorial. Rice Lake will come to bat. Top of 7 when we return. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Top of 7, Rice Lake leading Eau Claire Memorial 6-5. Warriors will send up 2, 3, 4 in their batting order. Avery Weinstock, Cameron Coons, and Ava Anderson against Mechanic Domes, who's gone the distance for the Abes. Domes, no hits, no base runners allowed through the first 4 innings. Rice Lake got to her for 2 runs in the 5th and a 4 spot in the 6th, and now Weinstock will reach.
Yeah, we talked about the rain. That's exactly what's causing problems now. That first pitch slipped right out of Dome's hands and caught the batter on the heel.
Here's Cameron Coons. Coons singled and scored as part of that 4-run 6th inning.
Yeah, and there's another one that got away. It's definitely a weather situation now. Rain's coming down a little harder.
Want to know the count to Cameron Coons. Coons, the pitcher of record for the Warriors. After Emily Kalina started and went the first couple innings. And the base runner Weinstock will move up to 3rd now. Domes will get a different softball. At this point, it's going to be difficult to find a perfectly dry one.
Yeah, I think Blues just keep switching the same two back and forth with her.
2-0 the count to Cameron Coons. Dome's trying to collect her thoughts and get back to business. Trying to battle through this. And it's a walk. And with that, Coach Winkler is going to come on out. And we'll get a change in the circle. Taylor Beneke will take over throwing for the Abes. What a great start to the day for McKenna Domes, but again, it gave up 2 runs in the 5th, 4 in the 6th, and now Beneke will come in with runners at the corners and 1 out. So it looks like Domes will go to second. Shiloh will head to the outfield.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Durkop go to shortstop here. And Kohler slide over to third. We'll see what ends up.
So Taylor Beneke will try to keep the score where it is. So we got Shyla out in left.
Current batter is number 3.
Yep, that's exactly what they did. They moved Durkop into shortstop and moved Kohler over to third.
The batter is Ava Anderson. Anderson 1 for 3. Singled, stole a base, and scored in that 6th inning.
Coons took second there on that last pitch. No throw. So nobody out. Runners on second and third here as the Warriors are up 1.
That one in the dirt. Nice block by Berlin. Little roller right back to the pitcher. Play at the plate, out.
Nicely done right there to get the out at home.
So Weinstock out at home.
Next up, number 22, Addie CeeLo.
Anderson reaches on the fielder's choice. Coons moves to third on that play.
Yeah, good job by Beneke taking her time, fielding that one, and getting the out at home.
Trail runner Anderson steals without a throw. One with the count to CeeLo. CeeLo 0 for 2, walked and scored in the 6th. Ball on a strike. Rain continues to fall here in Eau Claire. Beneke, good pitch.
Yeah, she's up here now, 1-2. This would be a huge strikeout if she could get this one. It's something the Warriors have been much better at now since the 5th inning. They've been putting the ball in play.
Boy, Emily Safford in the on-deck circle had to do a little hop and a jump there.
Yeah, she had a little dance move to get out of the way of that one.
Uh-huh. A roller to third. Tough play. And the out is made at first, but a run does score as Cameron Coons crosses the plate. Good play over there by Evelyn Kohler.
Yeah, Kohler, that is exactly the right play. That ball took her to her left. There's no way she's going to be able to pivot and make that throw home. So she took it to first base to make sure they got the second out. Run scores, but again, that was the right play by Kohler.
Pitch gets away. Play will not be a play at the plate. Anderson scores. Second run of the inning for Rice Lake. They stretch the lead to 8-5. Hey, Sparks, this game just turned on a dime.
Yeah, in the late innings, Warriors just offensively come to life.
2 runs in the 5th, 4 in the 6th, 2 here in the 7th. They're still batting with 2 outs. 1-0 the count to Safford. And credit to both these teams for playing in less than ideal conditions.
Yeah, the rain held off until, what about the 4th inning, and now here late in the 6th and 7th, it's really gotten bad out.
And that's a walk to Safford. The inning continues.
Next up is number 24, Dakota Johnston.
And Dakota Johnston to the plate for the Warriors. Dakota Thompson.
Thank you. Dakota Thompson.
Well, for the Warriors, that's the 8th free pass since the 5th inning. So the first 4, they had nobody reach, and now since the 5th, 6th, and 7th, they've had 8 between walks and hit by pitch, 8 free ones.
Two 2-0 the count to Thompson. Ripped to right, base hit. Play at first. Out!
Oh, great play out there in right.
Twain Weeks feels that ground ball and fires to Bremer at first.
Without hesitation, just came up and fired.
9-3 on that putout. However, the Warriors score a pair of runs. Bottom 7 coming up. Memorial looking to rally down 8-5. You're watching high school softball on Zaleski Sports.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Approaching the plate for the Old Abe's is number 22, Evelyn Kohler.
Eau Claire Memorial will send up 4, 5, 6 in their batting order. Evelyn Kohler to lead it off. Facing the pitcher Cameron Coons, who's come on in relief for the Warriors and done a really nice job. Held the Old Abe's at bay and then contributed with the base hit of her own and keep an inning going, and she finds herself in the circle looking to close this thing out. Her team leading 8-5. And quickly ahead 0-2 on Kohler.
Well, you said it. Coons comes in relief, and the whole job of her was just to keep it at bay. You know, give her team an opportunity in the offense to get some runs on the board, and they've done just that.
Kohler's been on base 3 times, reached on an error in the first. Reached on a fielder's choice in the third. She came around to score that inning and then singled the last time. trying to get things started for the Old Abes. Kohler watches that one go high. It's 1-2. Grounded to third, scooped by CeeLo, and the throw across. Boy, in these conditions, Sparks, that's a really nice play over there at third.
You aren't kidding right there. No hesitation, good pick, and gunned it across the infield. Big first out for the Warriors. You always want to get that first one in the 7th inning.
Here's Brianna Berlin, RBI double in the third. She later came around to score. Reached via the walk her last time up in the 5th. 1 for 2 officially. Big hack by Berlin.
Yeah, Berlin's last at bat, it was about 11 or 12 pitch at bat, and she finally drew the walk. Same thing here. She's just got to find a way to get herself on to start this rally here in the bottom of the 7th.
One ball, one strike, one out. Abes need base runners. Berlin trying to get it started with one out. Swing by Berlin, got under it just a bit. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Cameron Coons with the big strikeout. Old Abes down to their final out.
I think Coons is just getting stronger as this game has gone on. She was 1, 2, 3 in the 6th, top 2 here in the 7th. She's looking to close this out.
Strayer 1 for 3. Takes a ball. Ball and a strike to Strayer. Abes looking for some two-out magic here. And now they are down to their final strike. Swing and a miss. They'll have to make the play at first, and they do. Cameron Coons closes it out with a pair of strikeouts, and the Rice Lake Warriors rally for an 8-5 win over Eau Claire Memorial, a game the Old Abes led 4-0 after 4 innings. Rice Lake picked up 2 in the 5th, 4 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th. Credit to the Warriors. They could have packed it in earlier. They were getting no hit.
Yeah, absolutely. After 4
innings.
innings.
They came back and got it done. So the Warriors, with the win, are now 2-3 in the Big Rivers Conference, 7-6 overall. Eau Claire Memorial drops to 2-4 in the BRC, 2-6 overall. But Sparks, we talked about it. You like the strides this Old Abes team has made just in these last couple seasons. Dave Sparger and I will talk more about that coming up on the postgame show, which is brought to you by Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Rely on the experience of our sports medicine team when you have any sports-related injury or issue. You can count on prompt, proper diagnosis and a customized treatment plan to meet your goals. Their orthopedic surgeons and our athletic trainers serve your athletes in Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls, and western Wisconsin. That is coming up next on Zaleski Sports.
Hip impingement and hip labral tears are common causes of hip and groin pain and are often the result of repetitive use from crouching sports or trauma. Today, we are visiting Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Dr. Carlson, a partner with Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is in the forefront of using a newer procedure called hip arthroscopy, which allows minimally invasive access to a joint and treatments to problems never addressed before. Using hip arthroscopy, Dr. Carlson is able to repair tissue without dislocating the hip and without replacing it.
Hip arthroscopy is where a surgeon takes a camera on the end of a long wand, which we call a scope, and through a small poke hole incision in your skin, delivers that scope into a joint. In this particular case, we're talking about hip arthroscopy, where that scope would be put in the hip joint. The hip joint first has to be dislocated or the ball and socket pulled apart. When that's pulled apart, we can access the joint and look around and do the work we're talking about doing. Once inside the joint, through other portals, we call them, those poke holes that we use to access the joint, we can use other instruments, again on the end of a long wand, to perform the work inside the joint. Things like repairing the cartilage rim of the socket, called the labrum, fixing cartilage defects or problems on the head of the ball or the lining of the socket, repairing tissue around the hip, such as ligaments or capsule, repairing tendons that attach to the hip, or releasing them if need be, depending on the particular problem.
Dr. Carlson's goal is to eliminate the segment of untreated patients or patients with delayed treatment who have curable hip pathology, educating potential patients and their providers that these symptoms are not things they need to live with, or that they are not from their back or groin pulls or early arthritis. Few orthopedic surgeons are operating on hips through a scope because it is a newer and technically difficult surgery. Therefore, certain diagnoses may be missed by physicians not familiar with these newer treatment options.
Patients I see with hip joint pain that can be fixed and not just replaced can range from their mid-teens or younger teens to 50, 60 years old. In the past, patients who had labral tears in their hip were told that they may have some pre-arthritis or an early arthritic problem. They may be told that they were just prone to frequent groin pulls in the sport of their choice. And taking some time away from their sport, they may sometimes be able to return to the sport with just continued pain. And fortunately now, with our knowledge of the concept of labral tears and our ability to treat that problem, we can take people who are otherwise just waiting 20 years to undergo a hip replacement, or just feeling that they can't ever participate in that activity because they'll just keep getting groin pulls. We can take that person, we can make them better, we can fix their problem, we can bring them back to their sport and allow them to continue to develop as an athlete or as a worker or whatever particular activity they're trying to do where that hip was affecting them.
Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine has been committed to the healthcare needs of patients in western Wisconsin for over 45 years. Their success and reputation as an outstanding orthopedic clinic can be attributed to the teamwork of their friendly, knowledgeable physicians and staff.
Here at Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, we have 12 partners, orthopedics, neurosurgery, non-operative spine, and foot and ankle. We really pride ourselves in listening closely to the patients and hearing what they're saying, spending a lot of time engaging in the conversation of what is really bothering that person.
After meeting with the patient, Dr. Carlson determined that his difficulties had all been related to painful hip impingement.
It was incredibly important for me to meet with a doctor that understood sports and athletics and kind of just how I wanted to continue that lifestyle instead of just kind of shutting it down. So meeting with someone like Dr. Carlson was incredibly important to me because he understood how I still wanted to be active after a surgery and still wanted to maintain my daily lifestyle.
While visiting with Dr. Carlson, we learned that he grew up skiing and continues to ski competitively across the country and also enjoys hunting, fishing, and hiking. He is passionate that his patients' goals are his goals. Whether it is getting them back to playing with their kids, working aggressively, or competing in sports, his patients are more active and enjoy their lives.
When I see those people so happy with themselves, so happy with their decision to have this fixed or to go through this process, as scary as it sometimes is, if you don't know what's on the other side, it's so satisfying for me.
This is the Chupel Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine post-game show. Bob Radovich, Dave Sparger. We're in here because it's raining really hard out there. So if we were going to pick a player of the game, I'm going to go with Rice Lake pitcher Cameron Kalina because, boy, she really kind of settled things down for the Warriors, pitched her team. Cameron Coons, I should say, not Cameron Kalina. Emily Kalina was the starter. Cameron Coons came on and just settled things down. And I think gave her team a chance, kind of held the Abes at bay. And then the Rice Lake Bats got going third time through against Mackenzie Domes of the Old Abes, and credit to the Warriors for coming away with a hard-fought win.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the Old Abes were up 4-0 at the time when Coons came in, and she just literally had to say that's enough. They had to give the Warriors a chance to get back into it, and she did. She just allowed the one run over the last 3 innings. And then, like you said, to the Warriors' credit, they finally figured out Domes, who was just on cruise control through 4 innings, hadn't allowed a walk, hadn't allowed a hit. It was a perfect game going in there. And then all of a sudden, their second, third at bats coming around, much better approaches, put the ball in play. He started hitting them hard. And then even as we got later into the game, that 6th, 7th inning is when Domes kind of lost control, was walking batters, and the Warriors took those. They didn't force their swing, didn't swing at bad pitches, and they drew the walks, and they all kind of came around and scored for those big rallies.
Seems she had a harder time gripping the softball, and that affected the control, and it kind of spiraled from there. Again, credit to Rice Lake. They just kind of held things where it was, and they got the bats going. Memorial, though, I like what I see, and I think Coach Winkler has got things on the right track. They're close.
Yeah,
absolutely. You can see the improvement, and they've got some solid players, and with just one senior on the roster, I think it's experiences like this. This is how you grow. You go through some games like this.
Yeah, and again, everybody's going to say, well, you still lost, and they hate to lose. Obviously, you hate to lose games, but in the big scheme of things, they are so young. They're still trying to build this program. They're trying to get more girls involved. And for one, we kept talking about the facility. You get these girls out here to see what they can come and play at. And then again, get these young kids the experience and just, again, it starts on the circle. They've got some good pitching now. And this is something that's been a struggle for the Old Abes. They've got good arms. Now you can see how they're starting to swing the bat. And again, just little things seem to always bite them in the rear end. And that's a mistake here, an error there. Just little things. And it's not just one run. It seems to catapult, right? It seems to add on. And all of a sudden, there's 4 runs they give up. So those things will get better. As the more they play, the more solid they can get defensively, they'll start winning some more games. And they showed that on Tuesday. They won a game 3-1. So they showed they can do those kind of things. And again, Coach, this staff is going to keep pushing this program to go in the right direction.
And as a coach, if you're part of a program that's been scuffling a little bit, you kind of have to learn how to win.
Absolutely.
You have to learn how to, when things aren't going your way, how to shut it off and figure out ways, and I think the Old Abes will get there. Dave Sparger and I will be back on Tuesday. We'll be at the Carson Park Baseball Diamond for what sets up to be a really good Big Rivers Conference baseball game between the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abes and the Hudson Raiders. Raiders are a ranked team in Division I. They've gone around the state. They played tough competition. That should be a good one.
That'll be a dandy. We've, last few years, Hudson has been the team to beat in the Big Rivers. They went to state last year. So again, that's a program that is fun to watch. Old Abes, some new faces, some new names, but again, they're playing some good baseball right now too. So it'll be fun to really get out there on Tuesday and see what everybody brings to the field.
Keep an eye on the Zaleski Sports website for all the schedules. Of course, it's the spring. Things can change, weather dependent, but weather permitting, we will be there Tuesday. So for Dave Sparger, for Joe Anderson, our producer, videographer, I'm Bob Radovich saying good afternoon from Eau Claire.